hard to make you see. All that you are is all that I need. I know that it's a secret, and that I gotta keep it, but I want the lights on, yeah, I want the lights on. And I don't wanna run away anymore. Leave the lights on, leave the lights on. I know that it's a secret, and that I gotta keep it, but I want the lights on, yeah, I want the lights on. And I don't wanna run away anymore. Leave the lights on, leave the lights on, leave the lights on. Lights on, lights on. You're in the dark, it's getting late. You should go, she's waiting for me. We both know it's not what we say. We both know it's between the sheets. I know that it's a secret, and I gotta keep it, but I want the lights on, yeah, I want the lights on. And I don't wanna run away anymore. Leave the lights on, leave the lights on, leave the lights on. I know that it's a secret, and I gotta keep it, but I want the lights on, yeah, I want the lights on. And I don't wanna run away anymore. Leave the lights on, leave the lights on. I know that it's a secret, and I gotta keep it, but I want the lights on, yeah, I want the lights on. And I don't wanna run away anymore. Leave the lights on, leave the lights on. What would they say? What would they do? Would it be trouble if they knew? I'm trying hard to make you see. All that you are is all that I need. I know that it's a secret, and I gotta keep it, but I want the lights on, yeah, I want the lights on. And I don't wanna run away anymore. Leave the lights on, leave the lights on. I know that it's a secret, and I gotta keep it, but I want the lights on, yeah, I want the lights on. And I don't wanna run away anymore. Leave the lights on, leave the lights on. House on the streets and the pavements are burning. I sit around, trying to smile, but the air is so heavy and dry. Strange voices are saying, what did they say? Things I can't understand. Leaving me here on my own. It's a cruel summer. Now you're gone. The city is crowded, my friends are away, and I'm on my own. It's too hard to handle, so I gotta get up and go. It's a cruel summer, leaving me here on my own. It's a cruel summer. Now you're gone.
God is everywhere, even in a kiss. So why do you think I don't know when you're lying? Know when you're trying to hide how you feel from me. You hate it when I stare. You say you can't resist. So why do you keep your secrets alive? You need to let them die. Confess all your sins to me. My eyes are like a lie machine. I know you try to hide from me. I don't know why you lie to me. I wish you would confide in me. I tried. My eyes are like a lie machine. I know you try to hide from me. I don't know why you lie to me. I think you need to let go of your pride. You be the one who always hurts my feelings. I don't want to be with you if you keep on deceiving me with all these things you say. You know I don't believe them. Every time I let you in, you leave me bruised and bleeding. If you really love me, girl, then look into my eyes. Tell me all the things you told me that were really lies. You keep looking to the left and checking on your phone. What you think that says to me? You don't really care for me. You're the only one to make it right. I don't really know what else to say. Do you really want to make it right? I don't wanna make a huge mistake. My eyes are like a lie machine. I know you try to hide from me. I don't know why you lie to me. I wish you would confide in me. I tried. My eyes are like a lie machine. I know you try to hide from me. I don't know why you lie to me. I think you need to let go of your pride. My eyes are like a lie machine. I know you try to hide from me. I don't know why you lie to me. I wish you would confide in me. I tried. My eyes are like a lie machine. I know you try to hide from me. I don't know why you lie to me. I think you need to let go of your pride.
Oh, baby, can't you see? I need you to come with me. Something is telling me that you feel the way I do. I want you close to me. My heart is telling me I hate the fact that I love you. I feel blue. And you know I love with you. I always think about you, baby. I've been going crazy cause I'm missing you. Can't you see? We were meant to be, baby. I wanna be with you, baby. Oh, baby, can't you see? I need you now. Can't you see? We were meant to be, baby. I wanna be with you, baby. Oh, baby, can't you see? I need you now. Oh, baby, can't you see? I need you to come with me. Something is telling me that you feel the way I do. I want you close to me. My heart is telling me I hate the fact that I love you. I feel blue. And you know I love with you. I always think about you, baby. I've been going crazy cause I'm missing you. Can't you see? We were meant to be, baby. I wanna be with you, baby. Oh, baby, can't you see? I need you now. Can't you see? We were meant to be, baby. I wanna be with you, baby. Oh, baby, can't you see? I need you now. Can't you see? We were meant to be, baby. I wanna be with you, baby. Oh, baby, can't you see? I need you now. Can't you see? We were meant to be, baby. I wanna be with you, baby. Oh, baby, can't you see? I need you now.
Take me for a ride. I know you've been waiting. I know. Oh, down the West Coast, through New Mexico, Nevada. Oh, down the West Coast, Colorado, California. Ooh, down the West Coast, yeah. Through New Mexico, Nevada. Oh, down the West Coast. I know you've been waiting. Let's drive to the West Coast. Hollywood and LA. Oh, down the West Coast, through New
God is everywhere, even in a kiss. So why do you think I don't know when you're lying? Know when you're trying to hide how you feel from me. You hate it when I stare. You say you can't resist. So why do you keep your secrets alive? You need to let them die. Confess all your sins to me. My eyes are like a lie machine. I know you try to hide from me. I don't know why you lie to me. I wish you would confide in me. I tried. My eyes are like a lie machine. I know you try to hide from me. I don't know why you lie to me. I think you need to let go of your pride. I won't let you be the one who always hurts my feelings. I don't want to be with you if you keep on deceiving me with all these things you say. You know I don't believe them. Every time I let you in, you leave me bruised and bleeding. If you really love me, girl, then look into my eyes. Tell me all the things you told me that were really lies. You keep looking to the left and checking on your phone. What you think that says to me? You don't really care for me. You're the only one to make it right. I don't really know what else to say. Now you really want to make it right. I don't wanna make a huge mistake. My eyes are like a lie machine. I know you try to hide from me. I don't know why you lie to me. I wish you would confide in me. I tried. My eyes are like a lie machine. I know you try to hide from me. I don't know why you lie to me. I think you need to let go of your pride. My eyes are like a lie machine. I know you try to hide from me. I don't know why you lie to me. I wish you would confide in me. I tried. My eyes are like a lie machine. I know you try to hide from me. I don't know why you lie to me. I think you need to let go of your pride.
won't you come with me? Something is telling me that you feel the way I do. I want you close to me. My heart is telling me I hate the fact that I love you. I feel blue. And you know I love with you. I always think about you, baby. I've been going crazy cause I'm missing you. Can't you see we were meant to be, baby? I wanna be with you, baby. Oh, baby, can't you see? I need you now. Can't you see we were meant to be, baby? I wanna be with you, baby. Oh, baby, can't you see? I need you now.
Hey, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all our viewers around the world. We know that for some of you, it may be early morning if you're, for instance, based at the west coast of the United States. And we even have participants coming in all the way from Singapore. So for you, it must be evening. We think it's exciting that you're all here and that you make the time to be part of this. We're here at the partner learning event called Better Together. For the ones that have tuned in today for the first time, my name is Petra. I'm the lead of the Agricultural Livelihoods portfolio at the IKEA Foundation, and I will be the host for this event. I want to start with a few simple housekeeping rules for the ones that haven't seen it before. On this side, you will have the chat, so if you have any questions, type them into the chat and our help desk team will try to answer them. If you have a question to a session speaker, also use the chat to ask your questions. And on this side, you have a navigation bar which leads you to the different sessions. We'll continue now with the program for today. I hope today will be as exciting as it was yesterday. For me, it was very exciting. We had some technical glitches along the way, but we managed to survive, and I think we had a great participation. And I would like to start by showing a picture by our visualizer, Michiel, which he made yesterday after we filled in our word of the day. And you'll see here on the screen the words from our program managers who mentioned what they took away from that day yesterday. We think that after preparing Common Ground yesterday, this is a great segue into the sessions of today, which will be sowing the seeds of inspiration. So what will we be doing today? Today we will be discussing our principles, but also we will be dreaming. And dreaming is always nice. You know, it's great to be looking ahead, but it also has to be rooted in reality. So we try to dream with our feet into the reality. We'll have a very nice desk yoga session and a very exciting interview with Charla Halverson from IKEA Food. When you think about IKEA, you don't immediately think about food. IKEA is in the furniture business, but with 400 stores around the world, there's also restaurants in these stores. So if you think about that if you have more than 400 restaurants around the world, then you're actually also in the food business. So we will asking some questions to Charla later on. This program today will be hosted by 3 of our program managers. They will be facilitating the sessions. And I would like to start, let me first tell their names. So we have Elton Mujgashvivi, Nico Janssen, and Annelies Bithofs. And let me start by introducing Annelies today. Welcome, Annelies. Annelies, can I ask you, how are you feeling today? Take it away, Annelies.
Oops. Yes, we're there.
Yes, we're there.
Apologies.
Or was it you?
It was me, I think. I'm sorry. My apologies.
Yeah, well,
You asked me how I felt. I said, I'm really privileged and I'm excited for today and very happy of yesterday because I met so many new people and I'm always glad to meet new souls.
yeah. So, Annelies, you will be hosting and introducing the next session. Can you tell us a little bit more about it?
Yeah, sure. So, as you said, yesterday we prepared the ground and now we're ready to start sowing. But what are we actually sowing? We are all united around these concepts of regenerative, circular, inclusive, and we all contribute in our own way to transforming our food and ag system into one that is circular, regenerative, and inclusive. But what is it that we're actually talking about? I think all of us have done a lot of research, have got a lot of expertise on the matter, but still there is not one joint or one common understanding of these principles. It's still very conceptual. And I think it's important that before we start dreaming, we realize what the risks could be of these principles being so conceptual. So what is it actually that we're sowing? And what is it that others are sowing when they speak of these regenerative and circular seeds for transformation? So before we start dreaming and crafting the pathways towards that transformed food and ag system, food and agricultural system, let's take half an hour to reflect on the risks that are associated with having these principles at a conceptual level and not having a common understanding of what they mean. Let's also take some time then to brainstorm what could be the mitigation measures that we could take or the solutions that are there to enable a common understanding and to counter potential risks that are associated with not having a common understanding. Well, as you said, Nico, Elton and I, we will be moderating the sessions that you can find in your Hopin navigation screen there.
Yes, thank you, Annelies. So just to be clear, the session today will take place in Teams. So indeed, proceed to the session. You will find a link and then it will take you to Teams. The session will take 30 minutes, so we will see each other back after 30 minutes. Good luck.
Okay, bye-bye.
God is everywhere, even in a kiss. So why do you think I don't know when you're lying? Know when you're trying to hide how you feel from me. You hate it when I stare. You say you can't resist. So why do you keep your secrets alive? You need to let them die. Confess all your sins to me. My eyes are like a lie machine. I know you try to hide from me. I don't know why you lie to me. I wish you would confide in me. I tried. My eyes are like a lie machine. I know you try to hide from me. I don't know why you lie to me. I think you need to let go of your pride. hurt my feelings. I don't want to be with you if you keep on deceiving me with all these things you say. You know I don't believe them. Every time I let you in, you leave me bruised and bleeding. If you really love me, girl, then look into my eyes. Tell me all the things you told me that were really lies. You keep looking to the left and checking on your phone, but you think that says to me you don't really care for me. You're the only one to make it right. I don't really know what else to say. Now you really want to make it right. I don't wanna make a huge mistake. My eyes are like a time machine. I know you try to hide from me. I don't know why you lie to me. I wish you would confide in me. I tried. My eyes are like a time machine. I know you try to hide from me. I don't know why you lie to me. I think you need to let go of your pride. My eyes are like a time machine. I know you try to hide from me. I don't know why you lie to me. I wish you would confide in me. I tried. My eyes are like a time machine. I know you try to hide from me. I don't know why you lie to me. I think you need to let go of your pride.
Can't you see? I need you to come with me. Something is telling me that you feel the way I do. I want you close to me. My heart is telling me. I hate the fact that I love you. I feel blue. And you know I love with you. I always think about you, baby. I've been going crazy cause I'm missing you. Can't you see? We were meant to be, baby. I wanna be with you, baby. Oh, baby, can't you see? I need you now, can't you see? We were meant to be, baby. I wanna be with you, baby. Oh, baby, can't you see? I need you now. Oh, baby, can't you see? I need you to come with me. Something is telling me that you feel the way I do. I want you close to me. My heart is telling me. I hate the fact that I love you. I feel good. And you know I love with you. I always think about you, baby. I've been going crazy cause I'm missing you. Can't you see? We were meant to be, baby. I wanna be with you, baby. Oh, baby, can't you see? I need you now. Can't you see we were meant to be, baby? I wanna be with you, baby. Oh, baby, can't you see? I need you now. Can't you see we were meant to be, baby? I wanna be with you, baby. Oh, baby, can't you see? I need you now. Can't you see we were meant to be, baby? I wanna be with you, baby. Oh, baby, can't you see? I need you now.
Take me for a ride. I know you've been waiting. Let's drive to the West Coast, Hollywood and LA. Feel love on the way. There's no time for waiting. I know where to go. I know. Down the West Coast, through New Mexico, Nevada. Oh, down the West Coast, Colorado, California. Ooh, down the West Coast, yeah. Through New Mexico, Nevada. Oh, down the West Coast.
What would they say? What would they do? Would it be trouble if they knew? I'm trying hard to make you see all that you are is all that I need. I know that it's a secret, and I gotta keep it, but I want the lights on. Yeah, I want the lights on. You know I wanna run away anymore. Leave the lights on, leave the lights on. I know that it's a secret, and I gotta keep it, but I want the lights on. Yeah, I want the lights on. You know I wanna run away anymore. Leave the lights on, leave the lights on, leave the lights on. Lights on, lights on. You're in the dark, it's getting late. You should go, please wait for me. You both know it's not what you say. We both know it's between the sheets. I know that it's a secret and that I gotta keep it, but I want the right side. Yeah, I want the right side, and I don't wanna run away anymore. Be the right time, be the right song, be the right song. What would I say? What would they do? Would it be trouble if they knew? I'm trying hard to make you see all that you are is all that I need. I know that it's a secret and I gotta keep it, but I want the right side. Yeah, I want the right side, and I don't wanna run away anymore. Be the right side, be the right side. I know that it's a secret and I gotta keep it, but I want the right side. Yeah, I want the right side, and I don't wanna run away anymore. Be the right side, be the right side.
God is everywhere, even in a kiss. So why do you think I don't know when you're lying? Know when you're trying to hide how you feel from me. You hate it when I stare. You say you can't resist. So why do you keep your secrets alive? You need to let them die. Confess all your sins to me. My eyes are like a lie machine. I know you try to hide from me. I don't know why you lie to me. I wish you would confide in me. I tried. My eyes are like a lie machine. I know you try to hide from me. I don't know why you lie to me. I think you need to let go of your pride. I won't let you be the one who always hurts my feelings. I don't want to be with you if you keep on deceiving me with all these things you say. You know I don't believe them. Every time I let you in, you leave me bruised and bleeding. If you really love me, girl, then look into my eyes. Tell me all the things you told me that were really lies. You keep looking to the left and checking on your phone. What you think that says to me? You don't really care for me. You're the only one to make it right. I don't really know what else to say. Now you really want to make it right. I don't wanna make a huge mistake. My eyes are like a time machine. I know you try to hide from me, but don't know why you lie to me. I wish you would confide in me. I tried. My eyes are like a time machine. I know you try to hide from me, but don't know why you lie to me. I think you need to let go of your pride. My eyes are like a time machine. I know you try to hide from me, but don't know why you lie to me. I wish you would confide in me. I tried. My eyes are like a time machine. I know you try to hide from me, but don't know why you lie to me. I think you need to let go of your pride.
You, baby, I've been going crazy 'cause I'm missing you. Can't you see we were meant to be, baby? I wanna be with you, baby. Oh, baby, can't you see? I need you now. Can't you see we were meant to be, baby? I wanna be with you, baby. Oh, baby, can't you see? I need you now. I need you to come with me. Something is telling me that you be the way I do. I want you close to me. My heart is telling me I hate the fact that I love you. I feel good, and you know I love with you. I always think about you, baby. I've been going crazy 'cause I'm missing you. Can't you see we were meant to be, baby? I wanna be with you, baby. Oh, baby, can't you see? I need you now. Can't you see we were meant to be, baby. I wanna be with you, baby. Oh, baby, can't you see? I need you now. Can't you see? We were meant to be, baby. I wanna be with you, baby. Oh, baby, can't you see? I need you now.
Take me for a ride. I know you've been waiting. Let's drive to the West Coast, Hollywood and LA. Feel love on the way. There's no time for waiting. I know where to go. I know. Down the West Coast, through New Mexico, Nevada. Oh, down the West Coast, Colorado, California. Ooh, down the West Coast, yeah. Through New Mexico, Nevada. Oh, down the West Coast. I know you've been waiting. Let's drive to the West Coast, Hollywood and LA. Oh, down the West Coast, through New Mexico,
Hey, and welcome back in the studio. I hope you all had some lively discussions and that you feel better together now. I have in the studio here with me Elton and Nico. Annelies again is online. I want to start with you, Elton. Can you give us a short summary of the discussions? Give a bit of a flavor of what happened in your session.
Yeah, thanks. So we looked at, what are the risks that the seeds we are sowing will not germinate and give us, great yields. And the risks that the key risks that we identified were, greenwashing, which is the risk that it becomes just language, which doesn't really have any tangible results.
Yeah.
And people are just, corporates, organizations are just cherry picking a few things that they want to focus on. But the concept of regenerative, secular, and inclusive are really holistic ideas that bring results when they are looked at it in terms of as a system and as a holistic system. The other risks that came up, big risk, is the risk of ambiguity, or which is the confusion and misunderstanding that can arise. Meaning that then we end up not addressing the right things and actually getting confused along the way. So we then went on to look at, what could we do to lead to a more common understanding of these principles?
Mm-hmm.
Top of the list there were multi-stakeholder collaboration.
Yeah.
That, we need to allow different voices to indicate the direction of what is really priority. It's not just one group that has power to shift everybody in one direction. The second is the importance of evidence.
Mm-hmm.
That real change is actually, whether we want to influence policy, the evidence will be very key in that. So was really interesting discussion and vibrant discussion.
Yeah. So it's good to hear that we can think about some solutions to come to common understanding, but it requires multi-stakeholder participation. So again, how can we do this better together? So it's not the easiest thing, but it's the best thing to do, probably.
Yeah.
Nico, can I move to you?
Sure. I think it's equal to what Elton said. It was a very lively discussion in the group, and one of the key risks that we spoke about, is the principles being lost in translation, in a sense. There are big container terms, sensitive to to fashion, and if we don't have a sense of continuity in it, then maybe they disappear again in a few years' time and we come again to something new, which the sector is often vulnerable to. But also, besides context, it also needs a process of joint unpacking. It's a joint definition of what do we mean with these terms in its right and local context. There's not just one global definition of regenerative or circular. As one participant rightly said, circular in the Netherlands means something very different than circular in Ethiopia.
Mm-hmm.
So each context needs to define its own meaning of it, and it needs also a kind of stewardship around that that holds also the group of stakeholders accountable for not causing that erosion or window dressing that Elton referred to. So it's a joint road of discovery, I would say, that we need to come to define what we mean with it in its right local setting.
Yeah. So it's really applying a principle to the local context.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Yeah.
Not easy.
Not easy.
But doable.
Yeah. That's nice. I really like your optimism there. Let's move to Annelies. Annelies, can you hear us?
Yes, very well. And I haven't put myself on mute this time. Yeah, I'm still buzzing from the 30 minutes. They flew by. It was like I just blinked my eyes 2 times and it was gone. I have nothing more to add than what Elton and Nico already shared. I think our conversation went very much in the same directions, measurement, policy work. Yeah, I think all the issues that were mentioned by Nico and Elton came up as well. I didn't really have the time to actually see or look at the many meters that came up because it went by so quickly. So I'm very curious to see how it's been captured in those few words and to compare the 6 many meters across the different groups. But what stayed with me most from this session is that there's so much energy in the room and so much brains and so many interesting and interested people. So yeah, exciting.
Nice. And I think that's the whole point also of this Better Together, huh? To have everybody in the room think along, inspire each other, come up with ideas, lessons learned, etc. So happy to hear that this session went so well. We are up now for a small break, a 10-minute break. After the break, we'll have a short, relaxing session, and then we'll go into an interview with Charla Halverson from Food. So see you in 10 minutes. Goodbye.
What would they say? What would they do? Would it be trouble if they knew? I'm trying hard to make you see all that you are is all that I need. I know that it's a secret, and I gotta keep it, but I want the lights on, yeah, I want the lights on, and I don't wanna run away anymore. Leave the lights on, leave the lights on. I know that it's a secret, and I gotta keep it, but I want the lights on, yeah, I want the lights on, and I don't wanna run away anymore. Leave the lights on, leave the lights on, leave the lights on. Lights on, lights on. You're in the dark, it's getting late. You should go, please wait for me. We both know it's not what we say. We both know it's between the sheets. I know that it's a secret, and I gotta keep it, but I want the lights on, yeah, I want the lights on, and I don't wanna run away anymore. Leave the lights on, leave the lights on, leave the lights I know that it's a secret, and I gotta keep it, but I want the lights on, yeah, I want the lights on, and I don't wanna run away anymore. Leave the lights on, leave the lights on. I know that it's a secret, and I gotta keep it, but I want the lights on, yeah, I want the lights on, and I don't wanna run away anymore. Leave the lights on, leave the lights on. say, what would they do? Would it be trouble if they knew? I'm trying hard to make you see all that you are is all that I need. I know that it's a secret, and I'm trying to keep it, but I want the right side. Yeah, I want the right side, and I don't want to run away anymore. Be the right side, be the right side. I know that it's a secret, and I'm trying to keep it, but I want the right side. Yeah, I want the right side, and I don't want to run away anymore. Be the right side, be the right side.
God is everywhere, even in a kiss. So why do you think I don't know when you're lying? Know when you're trying to hide how you feel from me. You hate it when I stare. You say you can't resist. So why do you keep your secrets alive? You need to let them die. Confess all your sins to me. My eyes are like a lie machine. I know you try to hide from me. I don't know why you lie to me. I wish you would confide in me. I tried. My eyes are like a lie machine. I know you try to hide from me. I don't know why you lie to me. I think you need to let go of your pride. You be the one who always hurts my feelings. I don't want to be with you if you keep on deceiving me with all these things you say. You know I don't believe them. Every time I let you in, you leave me bruised and bleeding. If you really love me, girl, then look into my eyes. Tell me all the things you told me that were really lies. You keep looking to the left and checking on your phone. What you think that says to me? You don't really care for me. You're the only one to make it right. I don't really know what else to say. Now you really want to make it right. I don't wanna make a huge mistake. My eyes are like a lie machine. I know you try to hide from me. I don't know why you lie to me. I wish you would confide in me. I tried. My eyes are like a lie machine. I know you try to hide from me. I don't know why you lie to me. I think you need to let go of your pride. My eyes are like a lie machine. I know you try to hide from me. I don't know why you lie to me. I wish you would confide in me. I tried. My eyes are like a lie don't know why you lie to me. I think you need to let go of your pride.
Oh, baby, can't you see? I need you come with me. Something is telling me that you feel the way I do. I want you close to me. My heart is telling me. I hate the fact that I love you. I feel blue. And you know I love you. I always think about you, baby. I've been going crazy 'cause I'm missing you. Can't you see? We were meant to be, baby. I wanna be with you, baby. Oh, baby, can't you see? I need you now. Can't you see? We were meant to be, baby. I wanna be with you, baby. Oh, baby, can't you see?
Hey, and welcome back to the studio. I hope you enjoyed your break. And since you all may be sitting behind your desk, this is an online event. Everybody is sitting behind its desk, and this may not be the only activity that you do behind your desk. We wanted to enlighten you with a little bit of desk yoga. When we were normally in the office here at the foundation, we would have our in-house yoga teacher, Lisa, come in once a week and transform our meeting room into a real yoga studio. That was really nice, and we want to offer a little bit of that flavor to you as well. So Lisa, over to you for some desk yoga. Sorry, after this session, we'll have a presentation by Charla. So see you back after the yoga.
Thank you, Petra. Hi, everybody. I hope you're feeling good. And it's true, your focus was external the whole time. And now bring it internal. Just close your eyes. And when you're wearing shoes with heels, with high heels, I recommend to take off your shoes. It's nice to be for a moment with bare feet. So if you have an opportunity to take off your shoes, you can do that. And just feel how your feet are making contact with the floor. You're sitting like me on your chair, but make sure you're not leaning against the back of your chair. Just try to lengthen your spine and close your eyes. Bring the attention internal. And your hands are resting on your lap. Your hands are resting on your legs. And take a deep breath in and out. Be aware of your breathing. Be aware that you're breathing through your nose in and out. Then bring your attention towards your feet. Just be aware the contact you make with the floor, with both of your feet. That's all there is. just the contact with the ground. And then bring your attention towards your legs. Just be aware of the space in your legs. Then bring your attention towards your spine. Be aware of the gentle lengthening of your spine. The top of your head is reaching towards the ceiling. And again, take a deep breath, but now lift your shoulders when you inhale. And on your exhale, lower your shoulders. One more time. Deep inhalation, lift your shoulders. And on an exhale, lower the shoulders. Last time. And lower your shoulders. You can open your eyes. I will change position, but you can just sit the way you're sitting right now. Now round your back, like I do now, you can look downwards. And when you breathe in, you open the chest and you look upwards. So it's a sitting cat-cow pose. And so you do it on the rhythm of your breathing. When you exhale, you round your back, you look down. And on your inhalation, you open the chest and you look up. Continue in your own pace on the rhythm of your breathing. And does it feel fluent, the movement that you make? Is your face relaxed? One more time. And then you come back. Now place your left hand on your chest. Keep your right hand on your right leg. Relax the shoulders. Be aware of the gentle lengthening of your spine. And at your exhale, you turn your chest to the left. And stay in this pose. Relax the hips. Are you still aware of the gentle stretching of your spine? Are you still aware of your breathing? Relax the shoulders. Then turn back. Change hands. Be aware of the lengthening of your spine. And now you turn the other side. And so you are turning around the axis of your spine. And then you can come back and you can do it a little bit faster, like a fluent movement to the other side. You have changed hands. Again, to the other side. Very well. Come back. Again, I change position. You can just sit the way you are, but make sure there's some room in front of you. So you are able to lengthen your left leg and you place your heel in the floor. So you have flexed your left foot. And now you feel a gentle stretch in your hamstrings and the back of your left leg. Still be aware of the gentle stretching of your spine and see to what extent you can bend forward while you're still aware of the lengthening of your spine. So don't let your head hang down like this, but try to lengthen your neck as well. And so you feel a deeper stretch in your hamstring when you bend forward and while you're still lengthening your spine. Very well. Come back. Let's do the other side. So you place your right heel into the floor, you flex your foot, and you feel the lengthening, the stretch in the back of your right leg, and feel the space in your spine, the lengthening of your spine, and just bend a little bit more forward. And so don't round your back, and then you feel the stretch get deeper in the back of your leg. Try to flex your foot. And just be aware of the gentle breathing in and out through your nose. Very well. Come up. Yeah, voice is still on the you're sitting on your chair, but you place both feet on hip width on the floor. And now lengthen your arms in front of your shoulders. Relax the shoulders. And your legs are making an angle of 90 degrees. And imagine you're holding a big soft ball. And you lift it and you're looking at this ball. So you're looking at the spot in between your hands. Relax the shoulders, relax the neck. And so just feel if you have the room to lift your arms like that. My hands are out of sight, but they're above the head. And maybe you can move further. You're opening the chest. You're still looking at the spot in between your hands. Very well. Come back. Lower the hands. Place the hands behind you and press with your hands. So you're bending a little bit forward, and then you come off your chair and then you stand up. Again, be aware of the contact you make with the floor. You can do two things. You can place your hand on your desk, but you can also, like me, place your hands on the back of your chair. I'll make sure, you can see me fully. Bend your legs a little bit. You have placed your feet on hip width. Bring the weight towards your left foot and make with your right foot a big step backwards. So you still can hold your balance by holding your desk or the back of your chair. And instead of this, instead of leaning forward, you start to lengthen the spine. So the body weight is equally divided between both of your feet. Just feel the gentle stretch of your spine. And if you are feeling comfortable in the pose, you take off your hands and you bring sideways your arms up. You relax the shoulders. Be aware of the space in your chest. Be aware of your breathing. Very well. Place your hands on the back of your chair or on your desk. Step forward. Bend your legs again a little bit. Relax the buttocks. Bring the weight towards your right foot. And with your left foot, you make a big step backwards. Very well. And then you try to lengthen the spine. So the body weight is equally divided between both of your feet. And if you feel comfortable in the pose, you can take off your hands off the chair and bring your arms sideways up. So your hands are above your shoulders. And just feel you're relaxing your shoulders. The body weight is equally divided between both of your feet. Observe your breathing in and out. Very well. Place your hands back on the chair. Step forward. Place your feet on hip width. And just bring your arms on both sides of your body. Just stand like this. Observe the breathing. You can close your eyes for a moment. And just be aware how you are just standing. You're doing nothing. Right now, there's nothing you have to do. Only be aware. Be aware of how you are standing. Be aware of how you are breathing. And just imagine that we all together are standing like this. That we all together are aware of our contact with the ground, with the earth. And that connects us all together. You can open your eyes. Namaste. I thank you for your beautiful attention and I wish you a very good day. See you.
Zijn we er al? Hi. So I truly, really enjoyed that. I was just down in the downward facing dog when this came on, so I'm a bit late. I want to introduce you to our next guest, Charla Halverson. Charla Halverson is the Global Health and Sustainability Manager at IKEA Food. Charla, welcome. Charla.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited to be here. Yeah.
Thank you. Just to the viewers, if you have any questions to Sharla, please write them in the chat during the event, and after the presentation, we'll see how many of these questions we can ask to Sharla. But Sharla, first, can I ask you to please shortly introduce yourself?
Yeah, as you already said, I'm Sharla Halverson, and I lead health and sustainability around food for IKEA. So looking at the restaurants and the packaged goods that we have. And I'm actually originally from the US, even though I do have a bit of a Nordic last name here.
Yeah, nice. Sharla, so the IKEA Foundation is a separate entity from the business, but we do share the brand name, we have the same vision, and we share the values. We have invited you from the business to talk a little bit about the role of business also in transforming agri-food systems, as we call it, but moving the needle to much more of a planet and positive future. Can you tell us a little bit more about that journey?
Yeah, so I'll tell you a little bit about food at IKEA, because I know that IKEA is really well known for our home furnishing offer, but almost as iconic as our furniture is actually our IKEA meatball. When we talk to people about IKEA in many different countries around the world, that will be the first or the second thing that people will think about when they think of IKEA. And as a company, we sell to around 680 million people a year in a normal operating environment, right? So we're actually one of the world's largest food service companies. And we have both a food service offer, which is a restaurant, a bistro, where you get things that are a little bit more quick serve. And then we also have our Swedish food market, which is our consumer packaged goods. And the role we play in IKEA is really about welcoming our customers. Ingvar Kamprad, our founder, said many, many years ago that it's hard to do business on an empty stomach. And so through our food offer, we're able to create sort of that family environment and that welcoming environment that helps people to make clear decisions as well around their food. And we can really bring them into our stores in a spirit of togetherness. And to talk about how we approach health and sustainability in food, I actually have a couple of slides.
Yes, please, if we can move to the slides. I think we have them on the screen right now.
Yeah, great. So with health and sustainability for food, we really wanted to start with the overall IKEA health and sustainability strategy, which is about people and planet positive. And in the IKEA strategy, we look at healthy and sustainable living, circular and climate positive, and fair and equal. And then we wanted to dive down into, what does the external science and the external literature and our consultations with, back one slide still, please, say about where our impacts are. And I'm sure that many people on this call are very familiar with this, but we identified, where we need to be looking at taking action and where we have our impacts are on better nutrition. We know that there's both over and under nutrition around the world, and looking at the right nutrient balance is what we need to focus on. We know that better proteins have a huge impact, that there's a need for more plant proteins and protein diversification, and that any animal proteins that are used are produced in a sustainable way. And we know that globally food waste is one of the largest contributors to CO2 emissions worldwide. There's the pre and post-harvest losses, and then losses and waste in transport and distribution. And then, of course, we would have food waste in our restaurants, and we know that our consumers would have food waste at home as well. And then we also look at responsible agricultural systems, and we know that the agricultural system overall is one of the largest contributors to climate. And then this is also one of the areas where we have the biggest impacts on human rights and livelihoods, so our fair and equal journey. And then we know that the packaging system that it's brought together in is super important. And there's risks of over-packaging, the types of materials in use. We know that there's possibilities for reuse systems, and that end-of-life management of any sort of a disposable product is extremely important. But the packaging is what makes all of the work previously sort of come together to the consumer in a way that makes sure that it's still safe and tasty to eat. So these are the impacts areas that we've looked at. And from this, in the next slide, we'll see the goals that we have identified as IKEA of where do we really need to take action, where can we take action to deliver delicious, healthy, and sustainable food at price points for the mini. And so for better nutrition, we've identified that here, 680 million people coming into our store in a year, if we ensure that the majority of our offer that meets the customers as healthier, we can actually have a meaningful impact on the nutrition of people around the world and what people define as desirable in the food that they eat externally as well. With better proteins, we've also identified here that our biggest impact in our ingredients is from our red meat in our range. So we've committed to have 80% of our offer be non-red meat, and we want 50% of the offer to actually be plant-based, and then making sure that any animal products that we have do come from our better programs, where we've put in some very strong human health, environmental health, and then animal welfare requirements in there. And then for food waste, we've been very, very proactive with this, and we've committed to have 50% reduction in our production food waste in our stores by 2022. And then we've also worked with the World Resources Institute for the 10 by 20 by 30 to commit to reduce food waste in our supply chain through our top 20 suppliers by 2030 as well. And then with the responsible agricultural systems, this is quite a big topic, obviously. And here we look at implementing our responsible sourcing principles across IKEA. And then we've identified critical materials where we know that at least the first step in the path to responsible agricultural systems is certification. And so we have committed to 100% certified volumes for quite a number of our raw materials as well. And then with the better packaging systems, we'll wrap it up with ensuring that 100% of our products are come in recyclable or reusable packaging and are made with renewable and recycled materials. So in this way, we want to make sure that we're contributing holistically to a more sustainable food system.
Yeah, thank you. It's quite impressive to hear. And if you just take the example of the meatball and understand the whole journey that meatball makes, that there are so much elements to it in this whole value chain or from farm to fork, let's say, and even after fork, you're looking at how can you make that more sustainable. So IKEA has a very bold ambition to become people and planet positive by 2030. And you've already mentioned some of these goals in your presentation. Can you highlight again a few of the targets that you have set for IKEA Food by 2030?
Yeah, so we actually have quite a lot of them that are for 2025. So 2025, it's really looking at making sure that we have the offer in place so that when people come into our stores, they know that the choices they have in front of them are going to be better choices. So here we want to have 80% of our offer to be healthier, and then 80% to be non-red meat, and 50% to be plant-based. And in this way, it's hard to encourage customers to choose the healthier product if it's not what meets them. And in this way, we'll make sure that what does meet the people that come into our stores or come across us online, they have the healthier choices right in front of them.
Yeah, so you're actually, how can we see this in terms of changing the behavior of consumers? Because you're not actively telling them what is good or not good, but you're actually offering them a better choice, if I can mention it like that.
Yeah, and I think this is very much how IKEA approaches things. It's about, we're doing what we know is the right thing. And we want to make sure that we are presenting what is the right thing. And when looking at the consumers and how to ensure that it's not just actually the offer that is better, but it's the choice too. So we are actually working with some external partners like the World Resources Institute on, how do we inspire our customers towards choosing the plant-based or the healthier option? So how can we present it or promote it in a way that makes it look and sound more appealing to the customer as well. And in the offer, we'll make sure it does taste more appealing too.
Yeah, we actually have a very nice question come into the chat, so I want to address that now. Because one of the things that we always see is if you want to apply a more planet-focused, planet-based approach, it often means that costs go up or the production volume goes down, for instance. So in the end, it means that prices may go up. The question is here, the food in IKEA is very cheap. How is this reconciled with your goals? And this was by Bente. Sorry.
Yeah, that is a very good question. I think it's a tough nut to crack. And I think this is something that many companies around the world are sort of facing this challenge of how do you really ensure that you are meeting your own principles and doing what is needed for people and planet in a way that is something that consumers can still afford. And so I think this is very much part of the IKEA strategy. We want it to be delicious, healthy, and sustainable at price points for the many people. So we want to make sure that we are offering healthy and sustainable, and we're not offering it at a price premium. And so we really we work very closely with our suppliers and look at innovative ways of making sure that we can bring the better product to our customers in a way that is beneficial for the farmers and the communities at the beginning of the value chain, as well as for our customers at the end of the value chain.
Thank you. And we have another question by Asan. What actions can we take to promote transparency in the supply chains?
So I think that's also a very good question, also a tough nut to crack. I think there's a lot of technology out there today that is going to make transparency much easier. And then there's also legislation that's moving forward that will also even the playing field. So there's some companies are moving a bit quicker and being a bit more transparent about the exact supply chains. And now there's legislation coming into play that will also make that more transparent. But I think the action that that people individually can take is to ask the companies that you buy from, where did this product come from? Or what principles did you put in place? What are your sourcing requirements on it? Because I think transparency, it's not just about where did a product come from, but it's, how was the product produced and what journey did it take along the way?
Yeah, I guess there's lots of questions on how can we improve transparency. I've seen actually quite some interesting initiatives at IKEA as well, also about measuring with AI the amount of can I call it garbage or waste? Sorry, waste in the kitchens.
Yeah. So
it's not really about transparency to the consumers, but making things transparent for everybody.
Yeah, exactly. So that's our Waste Watchers project, and that's part of our commitment for the 2022 to reduce our food waste by 50%. And I think this it really does show that if you can see it and you measure it and it's very clear to you, it's much easier to take action on it. And we already have a few markets that have reduced their food waste by 50% by using the tool, by more than 50% in some countries as well.
We have another question from Amalia. What is your main enabler of your commitment? And do you see other corporates follow suit as well after your leading by example?
Yeah, I think the main enabler within IKEA really is our vision and the values of the company. So the vision is a better everyday life for the many people. And I think it's a super empowering vision. And you see that it really underlies that all of the decisions that are made in the company, and the values really do put togetherness and caring for people and planet, and leadership and leading by example really at the forefront of decision making, and I think everyone feels an ownership towards the health and sustainability agenda. So then it makes it much easier to build it into the different processes. And I think there's quite a lot of big companies that are making this movement as well. And they're, IKEA is private, but a lot of the larger companies, the shareholders are also speaking out.
Yeah, yeah.
Voice heard. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's great to see IKEA taking such a strong stand actually, and actually also moving into action, setting these targets, and even by 2025. Another question that came in is, how do you encourage customers? Oh, discourage. Sorry, how do you discourage customers to eat red meat? This is a question by Ralph.
Yeah, so I think we don't discourage customers to eat red meat, but we do. I think the approach we take is much more about encouraging customers to choose plant-based or to choose the non-red meat options. And
yes,
we don't want to take choice away from people. People still need to be free to choose the product that they would prefer. We can just work to make the products that we know are better for people and planet more appealing.
Yeah, so it's actually not telling them not what to do, but it's actually offering them something that is tasty and attractive, and in that way actually leading them into a more plant-based diet, if I can
Exactly.
do like that. Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Daniel has a question. What certifications do you look for among your suppliers? That's maybe a big question, but
yeah. I mean, there's of course the food safety certifications, which is quite important. GFSI, so some of the basics, and then when we are looking at our critical materials, all of our chocolate, for example, is Rainforest Alliance certified. We also, our coffee is Rainforest Alliance, and we have organic as well. Our tea is organic. So we look at the different raw material, and our seafood, for example, is ASC or MSC certified. And for our chicken and our pig, for example, we're moving towards our IKEA Better program. So that's working independently with the suppliers to bring in an IKEA requirement. So it really depends on the product we're looking at in terms of which certification we're looking for.
I have another question from Anish, which is a very interesting question. Well, he says, how do you balance planet focus with people focused? But then he clarifies, say, lab meat. So I guess the question is also about, do you also look at alternatives like lab meat in your offerings?
We have, I don't know if anyone has seen the post recently, but we do have an innovation call to really understand what are the alternative proteins out there, and where we are is really trying to understand, what are the options out there? What does it mean for people? What does it mean for planet? And then as different explorations go forward, then we look at, how will that be received by the customer as well?
Yeah, so there is some experimentation looking at alternatives, and I guess there is much more to come. And along the way, you may want to adjust that into your offerings.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Keep your eye open. You'll see some interesting things coming over the next years.
Okay, so something's already coming up. A question from Jasmina: beyond certified organic, how are you thinking about partnering with inclusive and sustainable suppliers?
So we do quite a lot of work with our IKEA Social Entrepreneurs organization, where we want to work then much more closely towards the farm level, and making sure that we're working on living incomes and good and fair working conditions for the people working within our supply chain. And this is where the different certifications also come into play. So we work with the different certifications to identify, are there different countries or risk factors where maybe we should be more proactive on the ground for the social aspects as well.
I want to close up with a final question from Barbara. She's asking herself, I mean, IKEA is a big business, a global business. Are there any lessons for small businesses as well? Can a roadside stall do something similar as IKEA food? What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think, if you have the principle of, choosing the products that are better for people and planet, I think that can be applied anywhere you are. So looking at how can you make the products that are going to be better for people's health, but also for planetary health, and finding ways to promote those, make them look interesting and exciting, and get people excited about trying them.
Yeah, so it's really trying to promote things in a very attractive way, rather again not preaching, but rather enticing people in trying something else, which is actually more people but also planet friendly. Yeah, very nice. Finally, I just wanted to, this was our last question from the audience, but we're all here together with all our partners who are working to see how we can make agri-food systems inclusive, regenerative, and circular. What would be some of your recommendations to our partners on making this dream a reality? Are there any tips you can give them?
But I think we're really lucky actually to be living and working in this unique moment in time, because I think globally, fair and equal, inclusive, regenerative, and circular food systems is very high on the global agenda. And I think all of the major food companies are looking at it, and they're thinking about how to do better in that space with everyone in their value chains as well. So I think seize the moment, be proactive, and reach out to the companies that are making that proactive journey. And I think people are also looking for partnerships. So I think it's a great moment to be working on it, and I think it's a positive moment, and to continue to have that positive mindset, even if you face setbacks. You might have to go through several companies or several sets of meetings before you are able to take a next step, but I think the movement is happening.
Yeah, we agree with you that we see a lot of momentum happening at the moment. The movement is really starting to grow, and what I hear you say is also reach out, because you can wait for the other to start, but if you reach out and maybe offer something to the business or to other partners on what you can do, that may spur things up a little bit. Yeah. Okay, nice. Thank you. I think we have come to the end of the presentation session. So thank you, Sharla, so much for your presentation. We need to go back to our audience in the studio. Sharla is already gone, I think. I don't see her anymore in the presentation. So I enjoyed it. I hope you did too. If there's any questions that have not been asked, we'll check them later in the chat and see if we can get back to you as well. After this optimistic presentation, I can say by Sharla, I want to go back to Annelies. Annelies, can I ask you to introduce the next breakout?
Yes. After that, we're fully grounded with Lisa's session and fully inspired by the bold ambitions of IKEA Food. I think, and after we've also explored a little bit what the risks are and the mitigation measures of not having this joint understanding of the concepts that we're working on, it's now time to get together and start dreaming. So we want to have a next session which will last about 40 minutes, which is really a backcasting exercise. A backcasting exercise means that you're not looking ahead to overcome all the barriers towards a regenerative and circular future, but that you take a open mind, and I challenge you to be as massively optimistic as you can be, and to think as innovatively as you can, to imagine what a regenerative and circular food and agri-system would look like in 2050. What does the world look like if we all go circular and regenerative? And then from there on, backcast, what are the changes then that we require in the next 5 or 10 years so that we are on the right pathway towards that 2050 vision that is a bit bold. These sessions will be self-moderated. So there's in the Hopin platform, you can see at the session side, there will be 8 self-moderated sessions available where you can hop into. When you hop into such a session, make sure that you do not exceed the number of 9 people in the session, because otherwise you will not be able to share your screen and your audio anymore. So 9 is really the maximum. If you see that the maximum has been attained, go to a different session and you can join there. Assign a reporter, and the reporter will need to come back to us by email, completing the sentence that you just saw on the screen. Maybe you can put it back on the screen. It will also be in the chat of the sessions part of Hopin. Again, it's a 40-minute exercise in smaller groups, so you will have ample time to discuss. And when completing this sentence, you will send it back by email to us. We will use that to also inform our strategy. This is really also where we try to learn from you what it is that we could amplify, what it is that we could invest in more in the coming months and years ahead of us. So I think that is the explanation I wanted to give. Elton, Nico, and myself, we will be moving around through the sessions to ask, to clarify any questions that you may have. But otherwise, it's a self-moderated one, and it will take about 40 minutes. Over to you, Petra.
Am I still okay? Hi.
Yes, you're back.
Yeah, I'm back. I'm back in. Thank you. So yes, I think we're moving into the sessions right now. 40 minutes after that, we'll come back here in the main stage of Hopin. See you then, and good luck.
What would they say? What would they do? Would it be trouble if they knew? I'm trying hard to make you see. All that you are is all that I need. I know that it's a secret, and I gotta keep it, but I want the lights on. Yeah, I want the lights on. And I don't wanna run away anymore. Leave the lights on, leave the lights on. I know that it's a secret, and I gotta keep it, but I want the lights on. Yeah, I want the lights on. And I don't wanna run away anymore. Leave the lights on, leave the lights on, leave the lights on. Lights on, lights on. You're in the dark, it's getting late. You should go, please wait for me. We both know it's not what we say. We both know it's between the shades. I know that it's a secret, and I gotta keep it, but I want the lights on. Yeah, I want the lights on. And I don't wanna run away anymore. Leave the lights on, leave the lights on, leave the lights on. I know that it's a secret, and I gotta keep it, but I want the lights on. Yeah, I want the lights on. And I don't wanna run away anymore. Leave the lights on, leave the lights on. I know that it's a secret, and I gotta keep it, but I want the lights on. Yeah, I want the lights on. And I don't wanna run away anymore. Leave the lights on, leave the lights on. What would they say? What would they do? Would it be trouble if they knew?
Hey, welcome back, everybody. I just heard from our guests in the studio, Nico and Elton, that they have listened into the sessions and that it was a very lively situation, lots of discussions. Guys, can I ask you a little reflection of what exactly did you witness?
Yeah, sure, Petra. Thanks for that. And I think my head is still spinning because of how much was being said in those sessions, and such a rich discussions of if we want to be somewhere in 2050, what do we have to start doing now, and what kind of food system do we want and need?
Yeah.
In that sense, do we have to look at local food systems or regional or even global food systems, and how do they interact with each other? It's not just one food system that we're talking about, but also how do we, in making those choices, how do we integrate people and planet? How do we integrate, for instance, concepts like true pricing, and how do we price the cost of environment into our food systems, and I heard some people saying, do we want beans from Kenya? Do we want beans from the Netherlands? And what are the costs of that? Well, it's not just the economic cost in supermarket. There's a lot more at stake in this. So, yeah, and with that comes a sense of urgency. That if we look at 2030, we have only got in some countries 9 crops left to learn, to do different, to change the system, and that's going to be difficult, but not impossible. I think people, rightly so, if we can bring the right combinations of policies, research, finance, and good models together quickly, then we can make those huge steps forward and changing it around regenerative, circular, and inclusive principles to have a new food systems designed and operating by 2030 and have them fully at scale by 2050.
Yeah. It's quite amazing how you mention, actually, if you put it in that perspective, that we only have 9 crop cycles left to really change these agri-food systems. It's quite an amazing, daunting task. But I'm also glad to hear that there's quite some optimism in the discussions and in the meetings as well. We hope that you all have sent in your statements from these sessions to the email address that has been mentioned. We will use the input again to enrich our own strategy, to take that into what we are planning for the coming years. And we will also use it to send it to Michiel, who will be making drawings from it. Today, we are not able to share these drawings yet because it will be quite a lot of drawings that he has to make. So we share them back with you tomorrow. So there you can see the fruit of your hard work in a nice picture. However, we do have something to share. Michiel made a really nice picture for today as well. I don't know if we can see it in a large screen so that everybody can see it well. Yeah. This is something about, the importance of having a common understanding. For some people, it's a small step, but for others may think that they are close to the inclusive, regenerative, and circular concepts. But if they step a bit further, they will, dive deep into the ravine. So that's why it's important to have this common understanding. I really like this. It's really showing how important it is to have this common understanding. We will show you many more of these drawings. I don't know how he does it. He makes a lot of drawings, and we will share them with you. I think we'll find a way tomorrow to share them with you across the sessions. I think we are running out of time. We will not go to a Mentimeter with a word of the day from you. I think we have a lot of input from you already, from all of you. I do want to ask you guys if you have a word of today.
Well, for me, the word that resonates with what I saw today is really interaction, or I would say interactive sessions. I saw an amazing amount of interaction between and among participants, such that despite the time limitations, and time will always be a limiting factor, of course, but I saw quite a lot of connecting and sharing ideas, which I say is actually the recipe for really sparking quite a lot of great ideas. And yeah, and when I went into the second session of the visioning, yeah, I really saw some really great ideas. And I think it's to a large extent because of the cross-pollination of ideas that was happening through the interaction.
Yeah, nice. Well, I guess that's also the purpose of having everybody together here, to have this interaction. Yeah. Nico, can I ask you for your word of the day?
Yeah, sure, Petra. And I think for me, my word of the day or expression of the day is feet on the ground. We spoke about dreams, about visions, but to go back to the theme of the day, seeds don't float. Seeds don't act in clouds. They are rooted in soils. in order to grow. So I think we have to keep our feet on the ground and stay grounded with what we do and keep doing it because we believe that it's the right way forward.
Yeah, exactly. And how do we stay grounded in reality? I think we have Annelies also with us in the session. Annelies.
Yeah. Yes, hi, I'm still here.
Yes. Can we ask you as well for your word of the day? What did you see in the sessions and throughout the day?
So for me, it would be being action oriented. I think there's a lot of urgency, but there's also a lot of energy and a lot of will to move forward. And what I've seen is a lot of active and energetic people. So being action oriented would be my double word.
Great. So we have interaction, feet on the ground, and action oriented. So we hope to see you all back tomorrow when we come back to the studio. And please be reminded as well that before the sessions and after the sessions, there is time to connect and interact with each other as well. I want to give you a quick insight into tomorrow's program. So tomorrow we'll be growing understanding and insights. And we will organize a World Cafe with 8 partners introducing why they are using their chosen approach. Achieving a dream is not walking one path and that's it. It's not a formula that you can just put in and then we have the outcome right at the end of it. You need different approaches and we need all to work together. So the partners want to have a conversation with other partners and exchange experiences. So it's really, again, about learning from each other, listening to each other, and nurture the conversation. We have already sent you all an email with the subjects of these partners, who will be presenting and what they present. So if you want to check that, you have to go back to your email and find the descriptions. I will not go into the detail here, but I can assure you it will be, again, a very lively conversation. We will start the day also with a guest speaker, Tekla Teunis, who is working at the organization Grounded, and she will speak about her experiences in South Africa. She will talk about the transformation to regenerative landscape management, and especially also about the learnings and mistakes along the way. We are very happy that she's willing to open up and talk about this very openly and share her experiences. And like we said before, and also like Per said before on the first day, that failure is always an option as long as we learn from it. So it's really about learning about what did not go well and how can we do that better and share that with others so that we can actually move quicker. So thank you for your participation today. This is the end of the session today, but before, we are logging off now, but we leave you with a small teaser for tomorrow. So for now, goodbye and tomorrow.
Yes, good day everybody. Hello there. Good day to everybody in the backs of the rooms, on the balcony. Welcome to this digital theater. My name is Jochem Nooyen. I'm a mind illusionist and I will be performing for you guys Wednesday the 19th on the IKEA Foundation event. I will be there. Now I've heard your event is all about sustainable agriculture, which is great. And on the first day, you're gonna sow the common ground, which is good because then you get the good vegetables and the good fruits if you sow on time. Good foods, good vegetables. Now, I've brought a menu with different kinds of vegetables. Now, usually, I've heard that in shops, people don't accept these kinds of carrots because they're not very straight. And this has a little spot there. Well, I think these vegetables are great for soup. And because I am going to take care of an energizer that day, I thought, let's bring a menu of soup. Now we've got the green soup, we've got the tomato soup in the middle, and we've got the orange soup over there. I'm going to go for the tomato soup. Let's have a look if we can get it out, if we can have it right here. There it is. Good food for everybody around the world. Now that is great vision. I took that already, so that's going to be gone. But if you want to see some more illusions, just be there. Wednesday, the 19th. I will be there. I'll look forward.
God is everywhere, even in a kiss. So why do you think I don't know when you're lying? Know when you're trying to hide how you feel from me. You hate it when I stare. You say you can't resist. So why do you keep your secrets alive? You need to let them die. Confess all your sins to me. My eyes are like a lie machine. I know you try to hide from me. I don't know why you lie to me. I wish you would confide in me. I tried. My eyes are like a lie machine. I know you try to hide from me. I don't know why you lie to me. I think you need to let go of your pride. You be the one who always hurt my feelings. I don't want to be with you if you keep on deceiving me with all these things you say. You know I don't believe them. Every time I let you in, you leave me bruised and bleeding. If you really love me, girl, then look into my eyes. Tell me all the things you told me that were really lies. You keep looking to the left and checking on your phone. What you think that says to me? You don't really care for me. You're the only one to make it right. I don't really know what else to say. Now you really want to make it right. I don't want to make a huge mistake. My eyes are like a lie machine. I know you try to hide from me. I don't know why you lie to me. I wish you would confide in me. I tried. My eyes are like a lie machine. I know you try to hide from me. I don't know why you lie to me. I think you need to let go of your pride. My eyes are like a lie machine. I know you try to hide from me. I don't know why you lie to me. I wish you would